Okay, so I'm back. Happy Thursday. So I mentioned in the video, the first video on Tuesday, that I was going to kind of share a personal testimony about El Roy, the God who sees me, and why this is such a sweet story to me and how it can be applied to our lives. Because while we might not be an Egyptian slave girl or a forced surrogate, we can definitely find ourselves in situations where we are wondering, God, do you see what's happening? How can you have me in this place? How is this good? How is this okay? I know that you would not be okay with how this is going on, but you still have me here and nothing's changing. Do you see me? And so I'm going to close my Bible, actually, and I'm just going to share with you guys. This was several years ago, and I was working with, I was just not in a good working culture environment, but I know that the Lord had called me there, and I was super excited when it first started. It was so exciting. I was ready to see God move and see what he was going to do, and I really know that God had me there I know I was called there. It wasn't like, oh, this is what I want to do, so I'm just going to say yes. It was absolutely where God had placed me. And it was okay for a little bit, and then it went downhill pretty quickly. But every time I would go to the Lord saying, hey, I want to go, get me out of here. Hey, I'm Hagar. I want to run away. This is not okay. I don't like it. He kept telling me to stay. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to stay. No, I want to stay. And things got pretty hard, and pretty, I'm just going to say it, bad. It was bad. Lots of tears, lots of prayer, lots of crying out and distress, just as Hagar was. And one time I literally was like, do you not see this, God? Do you not? How is this okay? How do you not see what's going on? Do you not see me? Do you not hear my cries? Because you keep saying to stay, and it's crushing me. And I went to bed in tears in those prayers. And I literally woke up in the middle of the night. Do you know, when you have the sparklers and you write your name with the sparkler, and it has that kind of that trail of light as you write your name, right? I woke up in the middle of the night speaking, but also seeing it written across my eyes like a sparkler. E-L-R-O-I. El Roy. And I kept hearing it, and I kept saying it, El Roy and Shusharoni. Well, I had been praying to speak in tongues, and I knew that was something that was happening, but I had no idea what I was saying. So I reached out to my friend who spoke in tongues, and I said, hey, this happened? What was I saying? And he was like, I have no idea. I was like, wait, what? Aren't you supposed to know? And he was like, no, that's part of the beauty. Is you can have translators, but speaking in that holy language also is a way to overcome anything that the enemy could hear. And I said, oh, and I was a little disappointed. He could hear it in my voice, and he said, ask God what you were saying. If he wants you to know, he'll show it to you. And I was like, okay. So I started asking God, Lord, what was that? And eventually, I'm going to be honest with you, there was a part of me where I was like, I was just speaking gibberish. There's no way. I don't know what I was saying. You kind of have that place of doubt. And one day I was on Pinterest, believe it or not, and I'm scrolling, and there's this graphic, and the graphic was E-L-R-O-I. El Roy, the God who sees me. And I kind of, what? Okay, I'm not speaking gibberish. So that's actually how I learned about Hagar. It is the only time El Roy, the God who sees me, is ever mentioned in the Bible. It's one time. And God answered my prayer that night by writing his name on my heart and in my mind. because he sees me. He saw me. He saw me in it. And he encouraged me and he met me in those places. And it didn't last much longer, but he did give me protection. And he gave me wisdom, and he gave me discernment, and he protected my heart, and he continued to encourage me in who I am to him. And I was able to sustain through Jesus in that place for a little while longer until he released me. And part of being in that place equips me for what I'm doing right now. And so I see the good. It was hard. There's refinement in places, and there's sanctification where we become, our flesh dies, our flesh falls off, and we become closer to Jesus and become better image bearers because we suffer. When our flesh suffers, we absolutely become more like Christ and have more grace and compassion and mercy for others. And also are able to testify to God's faithfulness and goodness. So that's my personal testimony to you guys about the God who sees. He sees us, and he sometimes keeps us in places for a little while longer because there's some things that we have to allow to die in ourselves to be more like him. And there also might be some work that needs to be done in the other people that we're around. And that happened as well. But there's also a place of equipping as well. You know, the vision, I'm sure you've heard those stories before of like, in order for a flower to bloom, the seed must first be planted. It must be buried and put in the dark, right? In order for a diamond to be made, the coal must be crushed and pressed really hard for a long time. In order for wine to be made, the grapes have to be crushed and pressed. The same with olive oil. Sometimes we have to be crushed and pressed on in order for the goodness and the pure things to come out. So wherever you are, whatever you're going through, I can promise you that God is with you. God sees you. He is for you. He loves you. He calls you his. You are chosen, and he has beautiful, wonderful, good plans. So take heart, friend. If you need anything, if you need prayer, I'm here for you. Would love to pray with you, would love to hear from you if you need help, encouragement. We have so many great resources now. We're so happy with the ministry partnerships that we have, that we can get you in touch with as well. But we just want to meet you where you're at, just like Jesus does with us, and help you through what you need to get through, point you to Jesus, pray for you, get you some help that you need if you need extra help and support. But just know he sees you. He does. He is a good, good Father. He loves us so very much. He is with us and he is for us. So wherever you are right now, I hope this blessed your heart. I hope it encourages you. Keep going. Keep walking. Keep sitting in his presence if that's what you have to do right now. But there is a way forward. You're not going to be in this valley forever. And he is with you and he is going to guide you out. We love you. We're praying for you. If you need anything, again, don't hesitate to reach out. God bless you guys.